Welcome to my TimeBlazr monthly review for you to implement favorable timing into your important business practices to empower yourself, your workforce, and client interactions. Each month in this video, I'm going to talk about what vibrant astrological energies are at play. I'm going to talk about the favorable timing of the month. Plus, I'm going to give you a few good dates to try out, as well as dates that you should take caution with because the energy is going to be a bit unstable. And finally, I'm going to let you know how you can try out the personalized TimeBlazr for yourself. Hi, my name is Kathleen Zemansky. I'm a business feng shui master, business astrologer, and the creator of the TimeBlazr business management system to help you do the right action at the right time, every time. But before we get started, what I'd like you to do is subscribe to my channel, like and share, or you can return to the TimeBlazr.com site for my monthly review. So the TimeBlazr is a favorable timing system that's been around for centuries, helping the affluent, successful corporations and governments to have more power, more money to outshine their competition. Now these same empowering techniques are available to you. So here's a basic tenet of all Chinese metaphysical practices, and that's called the Cosmic Trinity. So we are divided into this beautiful pie shell of 33% is about the astrology, 33% is about feng shui, and 33% is about the time or the TimeBlazr. So I think that this is a little bit of a false depiction of what really happens in life, because life can be messy, right? So, hopefully you all have a great astrological chart, but let's face it, sometimes there's going to be years like this one in the year of the metal rat that this could be downgraded just a bit. So it may not be 33%, it might be 20. And then the space, again, you might have a wonderful space, but each and every year the influences may either upgrade it or downgrade it just a little bit. And then the timing piece is 33%. But for me, I believe this actually can get ramped up quite a bit more because it is about choosing the right day and the right time, which you have 100% control over. So I believe that that could actually be a little bit more impacted on the positive side. So I just gave you a quick glimpse of what the metal rat is going to feel like, and it's going to feel like kind of a cold Arctic winter. So there's just this wall of snow and ice and just kind of feeling stuck and blocked. But we're going to see how we can switch that around for you. From a professional point of view, you see the person on the left here who's got clear decisions, and then we look at this, it's crystal clear, it's like you're reflecting out really what you want to create in 2020. Or you could be this guy on the other side, which is just kind of like overwhelmed with fear and indecision, and then the beautiful clear blue skies have now turned into this craggy, rocky, just kind of like really just shrouded with indecision. Okay, now what we're going to do now is, this is the first step to understanding how the year is going to affect you, is just hop over to my business astrology software and go to www.freebusinessastrology.com and then just save your chart in your photo stream or onto your desktop. So this is going to be very important for you moving forward. If you continue to follow me, your chart will serve you throughout the time that you're coming back to find out this great information. So this is what the chart is going to look like, and really for our purposes today, we are really just looking at your natal chart, which is the year, month, day, and hour if you know it. I realize that not everybody knows their astrological chart, so this is where their hour of birth, but to run the chart you actually need the year, month, and day at a very minimum. So if you have the hour, this is great. So the year, month, and here's just a little infographic here on the side where it is about your market expansion, your social media, your reputation, if you will. The month of birth is about your career, character, and ambitions, and then your day of birth is about yourself, your self-reflection, your partnerships, if you will, and then also your hour, if you know it. This is about your legacy, your life purpose, your investments, your research and development. So this is what the TimeBlazr is is personalizing from this information right here. All of this information is important as well, but for today, we're just going to be looking at the natal chart. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little bit about the month of March, and this is looking at a standard version, which we really don't even offer too much anymore. We just, because the software is sophisticated enough to give you a personalized view of this. But let's just look at, the differences that we have here. So we have what's called green and white days. And so we look at like the most vibrant energies of the month. And then we start looking at the star system. So just because it's a white day for this particular person that we are personalizing the system to, we look at, and this is how I do it with my clients, is I look at first, to try to find the most stars. So 1 being the lowest, and then 5 being, and so here on the 23rd of March, we see there's a 1 star here, and then we look for the most stars, which would be a maximum of 5. So we have the 6th, we have the 21st, and even the 27th is a pretty good day, as well as the 15th. So we've got a couple of days, and this is how you actually use the system, is finding those 2 to 3 days that are really vibrant each and every month, and then you do your important activities like launches or signing contracts, sending out your proposals, things like that. So then the next layer is looking at the icons. These are just common icons that will start, telling you, once you get into the system, it'll start telling you the different activities that you can do. So, but don't negate that you also have some pretty good days on the white. They're not as stable of days, but there are certainly pockets of time within each and every day. Whether you have icons or stars, each and every day you have opportunities to make some good business decisions. All right, let's talk just a little bit specifically about the month of March. In the Chinese system, it's actually called the Rabbit Month. And so it starts actually on the 5th, not the 1st, like in the Western calendar, and then it will go all the way into the following month for the first few days as well. So the Rabbit Month is depending on where it would show up in your chart, if you even have a rabbit in your chart, and I'll tell you other ways of using this month as well. We can all use these months, but some of them are going to be more vibrant as well. But first, let's talk about what the rabbit has to offer in the year of the metal rat. And that's the important distinction here. These energies change annually, monthly, daily, if you will. And this is a system where you don't have to think too much about those. You just follow the system, if you will. Okay, so we've got some really nice energies for the rabbit this year, and especially this month, it's really going to come to surface. So it is really about making money behind the scenes, or passive income, whichever way you want to look at it. It's great for research. And it would also be a great month or year, if you will, to do a training or teach a training, take it or teach it. So you learn some great new things this particular month and throughout the year. And then the next thing is, it's a great year for building partnerships or developing existing ones so that they're more stable. And you're going to learn better ways to communicate with each other. So, really taking some time with those communication skills can really help the rabbit this year. Now, the next one is, you have a really good capacity to attract some good advisors or coaches, however you want to look at that, like either a financial advisor, a solid business coach. And then also we have relationships, health, whatever type of advice you may need. But here's the key identifier on this. Don't go it alone. If you need help in a particular area of your life, ask for it. The energies are supportive of this year. So it's going to help you solve some problems in your life that you may have either now started to just tolerate, but instead of doing that, like, complaining is really not the solution anymore. Getting and implementing sound advice is. So that's how the rabbits can help themselves, and the actions you take this year can have a lifelong effect moving forward. Okay, the other thing that the TimeBlazr starts to indicate for you are the energies that will be helpful. Now, this is just a very brief overview of the month, but the dog and the rabbit are best friends. What that means is life is easier for rabbits when a dog is in their life. I'm not talking about your pet dog, I'm talking about the astrological dog. And this can either mean like you have a rabbit or dog within your chart, or you have a dog and the month of the rabbit will definitely help you, or any rabbit day. So this is how we can have bring in the other animals as well. And there's other animals as well that would be good for the month of the rabbit, but kind of goes beyond the scope of what we're offering here today. All right, and then what we also have to look out for is that the rabbit and the rooster do tend to bicker a little bit with each other. So, so if you have a rooster in your chart, the month of the rabbit may not be as easy for you, but don't avoid taking good actions this particular month if you happen to have a rooster in your chart, because a clash actually can bring about some really nice change for you. So if you are looking to reboot or kind of redefine yourself, then the rabbit month is actually a very good month to do that. All right, now let's specifically go inside the TimeBlazr, and I'm going to give you a couple of dates that you should be aware of, and that can help you do your important business activities. So when you have a subscription, you actually have it go into personalized hours that will start showing for each individual which hours are the best. But from the standard version, what we're going to be just looking at are a couple of days that what we're looking for are the plus signs that only have the plus signs. And so I just kind of indicated that between 7 a.m. and 10:59 a.m. and between 1 and 2:59 p.m., this is where the most vibrant energies are of the day. So the Chinese calendar goes in 2-hour time slots versus 1. So it's a 12-hour cycle versus 24, like in the Western calendar. But what this is saying is that you've got 2, 4, 6 hours that if you spent those 6 hours doing your important activities of your business day, you'll get more done than if you had decided to work an 8-hour day. So it's just being a little bit creative about how you use your days. And then again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to use these for your important activities. But on a day like today, this would not be a day that you would want to go, for example, just running mundane errands. This would be a day that you're really going to put your focus on trying to get the most things done. But if you have a tiger in your chart, this is not going to be the most benevolent day, although you can use it. Again, this is what's called a clash between the monkey and the tiger. So this is where you would absolutely be able to implement some strategic change into your business life. Okay, our next day that I'm going to offer for you is on Saturday, March the 21st. This one we have two 2-hour time slots, so 4 hours within this particular day. And again, what we're trying to do is avoid for your important activities. I'm talking about signing a contract, starting with a new client, those kinds of things that you're going to want to do it in these 4-hour time slots versus, for example, signing a contract when we've got some counterproductive or futility, which means like things are just not going to go as smoothly as you would like them to go. And on this particular day, since it's a pig day, then the snakes are the animal that if you have one of those in your chart, then, and again, just go to freebusinessastrology.com to run the chart of yourself, your colleagues, to find out if these days are good for you. All right, conversely, it's not only finding these great days to implement things, it's also about avoiding the challenging days. So here's a pretty challenging day, quite frankly. It's a destruction day, it's an avoid day, so it really is kind of a hardline day for everyone, but especially if you have a rabbit in your chart. Now this is where we start looking for boxes that have only the minuses in it. So this is saying between 7 and 8:59 a.m. and then again in the 7 to 8:59 p.m. This is when it's going to be most challenging. But you can see here between 11 and 3 p.m. at least we've got some good times that we can get some business deals accomplish, but I would not actually sign on this day. I would try to choose one of those other more vibrant days to sign a contract. But this is a day where you just really might be doing more administrative work. But here's the thing. Sometimes your clients are going to say, you know what? The only time I can meet is at 8 o'clock in the morning. Well, at least you know that this might be a conversation versus signing a contract, because there's something in the day that is so unstable with all these negative influences as well. And then there might be some traffic jams or flat tires or things like that. So you just want to be aware of that, though you leave large margins of time to get to your appointment, so you don't miss the appointment because you ended up leaving at the normal time or a little bit late. So you want to leave large margins of time every time you see the travel block. So bottom line is, you really want to use these good days to do your important activities. But just imagine that, you decided to start a marketing funnel on this day, and you decided to send it out first thing in the morning. You spent all this time and effort on it, and then you sent it out at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you kind of wonder why the campaign went flat. Well, I propose it was probably your timing was off, or you chose a day that was conflicting with the activity that you're trying to do. Instead of building, you're destroying. So what we want to do is find the right action, right time, every time with the TimeBlazr. Okay, so back to what we're trying to accomplish in 2020 is we want to make clear decisions based on a very calculated strategy of using your person, space, and time. In this particular case, it's personalized to you astrologically to choose the right day and the right time. And without that, you might run into some fear and indecision because you don't know when to take the right actions at the right time. Okay, and this is one of my favorite infographics, if you will, is the person that just keeps going and going, and they almost break through to the diamonds, but they have given up just right before they had this big breakthrough. So I'd rather you eagerly keep moving forward, use tools that will help you get there, like the TimeBlazr. So if you're ready to have a breakthrough year and you'd like to try out free 2-week trial of the TimeBlazr that is personalized to you, go to www.free2weektrial.com to get your trial of the TimeBlazr and try it out for yourself. So please come back to the site each month for my monthly TimeBlazr brief. Thank you, and I'm very grateful for your following. Have a great and amazing month.